In the heart of the night, a chilling presence stirs. Dracula, the Prince of Darkness, and his vampire army rise from their crypt. An ancient terror is awakened, the embodiment of nightmares, the very essence of all things that make us shudder in the dark. Dracula, the timeless Prince of Darkness, stirs from his ageless slumber, his vampire army awakening with him. In the damp, dark crypt hidden deep beneath the earth, the world of the undead comes to life. The air thick with the scent of decay, the crypt echoes with the haunting whispers of the damned. Here, in the underbelly of the world, Dracula and his minions emerge from their eternal rest, their eyes glowing in the darkness, their thirst for human blood insatiable. Who is this creature? This specter of the night, Dracula, born of myth and legend, a name that sends chills down the spine of every mortal who dares utter it. The Prince of Darkness, the Lord of the Undead, the master of all vampires, Dracula is a creature of the night, a being of pure evil that feeds off the life force of the living. His origins are shrouded in mystery, his past a tapestry of horror and bloodshed. Once a man, now a monster, Dracula was cursed with immortality, doomed to walk the earth for all eternity. His thirst for blood, a cruel twist of his curse, driving him to commit unspeakable acts of violence. But why this thirst for revenge? What drives this creature of the night to prey on the living? The answer lies in his past, in the heartache and betrayal that turned a man into a monster. Dracula's revenge is a dark symphony of terror, a testament to the pain he carries within his immortal heart. As the first light of dawn disappears, Dracula and his vampire army begin their nightmarish journey. The world of the living is blissfully unaware of the horror that is about to descend upon them. In the darkness, the Prince of Darkness rises, and the night fills with the chilling echoes of his reign. Dracula, once a mortal man, now walks the earth as a creature of the night, bound by a curse of immortality. Born of human flesh and blood, Dracula was once as mortal as you or I, but a thirst for power and a pact with the unknown plunged him into the depths of eternal life. This immortality, however, was not a gift. It was a curse, a shackle that chained him to an existence of darkness and solitude. Imagine, if you will, the torment of watching the world change and evolve, but never being a part of it. Seeing loved ones wither and die while you remain unchanged, an unyielding monument to a time long past. This is the cruel reality of Dracula's existence, his punishment for meddling with the natural order of life and death. But this curse was not without its perks. Dracula was transformed into a creature of the night, a vampire. His senses were heightened, his strength unmatched, and his speed a blur to the human eye. Yet these powers came with a price. The sun, once a source of warmth and life, became his mortal enemy. Its rays, a deadly poison. And his sustenance, no longer the simple pleasures of food and drink, but the lifeblood of the living. With every passing night, the reign of Dracula spreads, leaving a trail of terror and blood in its wake. Beneath the cloak of darkness, a specter of fear unfurls across the land, an inky shadow that chills the very marrow of the living world. Imagine it, if you will. The moon hangs heavy in the Stygian sky, its pallid face casting an eerie glow over the slumbering world. Yet, for some, sleep is but a forgotten luxury. For them, the night is alive with the dread of Dracula and his vampire army. These creatures, once entombed in the cold embrace of their crypts, now roam free under their master's command. They are the children of the night, the harbingers of a reign of terror that gnaws at the fabric of society, unraveling it thread by thread. Each night they descend upon the world, their thirst for blood insatiable, their hunger for fear unquenchable. The once bustling streets now lie desolate, the echoes of laughter replaced by the chilling silence of fear. The joy of the night has been usurped by a terror that grips the heart, turning it into a stone of dread. The world is held captive by a fear that seeps into the cracks of the day, turning dreams into nightmares, peace into despair. Dracula, the puppeteer of this terrifying spectacle, sits atop his throne, reveling in the chaos he has sown. His reign is a symphony of horror, each note a drop of blood, each chord a shiver of fear. He is the conductor of this orchestra of the damned, his baton directing the macabre dance of his vampire minions. Yet, amid the terror, a spark of resistance flickers in the hearts of the living. A resolve strengthens, a determination hardens. The night may belong to Dracula now, but the dawn is yet to come. Hope persists, and with it, the promise of a new day. The night is no longer a time of rest, but a time of fear as Dracula's reign of terror continues unabated. As the world cowers under the shadow of Dracula, a glimmer of hope emerges. The living are not ready to become the hunted. In the darkest corners of the world, where fear seeps into every crevice, the will to survive sparks a rebellion. It is in the human nature to fight, to resist, to survive. And so, amidst the terror of Dracula's reign, humanity finds the strength to fight back. The resistance was not born out of grand plans or heroic ambitions. It grew from a primal instinct, the desire to live to see another sunrise. It began as whispers of revolt, as the mere thought of surrendering to the night was unbearable. The first blow against the vampire horde was struck, not by a seasoned warrior, but by a simple farmer, a father protecting his family. His bravery ignited a spark, which spread like wildfire, fanning the flames of rebellion. Courage was contagious. Each act of defiance, every small victory, bolstered the spirits of the living. The fear of the night was slowly replaced by the determination to reclaim the day. Ordinary people became extraordinary heroes, their names forever etched in the annals of this battle for survival. Yet this resistance was not without its losses. Each night, the living paid a heavy price, their ranks thinning with every sunset. Friends became memories, families were torn apart, and the cost of survival grew steeper. But even in the face of such despair, the living did not falter. They mourned their losses, remembered their fallen, and fought harder. In the harshest of times, humanity found unity. The fight against Dracula became a fight for survival, a fight for their very existence. Every sunset was a challenge, every sunrise a victory. The darkness brought out the best in humanity, their resilience, their courage, their indomitable spirit. In the face of darkness, the spirit of humanity shines bright. The night is dark but not devoid of hope. In the final clash between darkness and light, the fate of the world hangs in the balance. The stage is set for the ultimate confrontation, a dance macabre between the immortal and the mortal, between the night's children and the day's descendants. Dracula, the eternal lord of the night, thirsts for revenge. His wrath is not merely the anger of an immortal scorned, but the fury of a king denied his rightful dominion. His vampire army, a legion of the undead, thirsts for the lifeblood of the living, their eyes aglow with a hunger that is older than time itself. The living, however, aren't mere lambs awaiting the slaughter. They stand tall, their hearts aflame with the will to survive, their spirits unbowed. They know not what the night holds, but they stand ready, their resolve as sharp as the stakes they clutch in trembling hands. The battle that ensues is not merely for their lives, but for their very souls. Dracula's revenge is fierce and unyielding. It sweeps across the living like a storm, leaving devastation in its wake. Yet, the living retaliate, their courage undimmed, their spirits unbroken. Each fallen vampire, each thwarted attack, is a testament to their indomitable will. But the night is long and full of terror. The vampires attack in relentless waves, their fangs gleaming in the pale moonlight. The living falter, their strength waning, their numbers dwindling. Yet they fight on, their will unbroken, their spirits unbowed. As the dawn breaks, the world is forever changed. Dracula's revenge has left its mark, and the fate of the living hangs in the balance. The darkness may have receded, but the echoes of the night of terror linger on. As the sun rises, it illuminates a world that has been irrevocably altered. The living may have survived the night, but they carry the scars of the battle etched into their very souls. The night of terror has passed, but its echoes will reverberate for eternity.